and went to Europe and did the whole thing. And then our guitarist unfortunately committed suicide, and we decided to call it a day after that.
Sure.
And that's when we formed Evacuate, and when I formed Evacuate, and then Evacuate has 2 LPs and EP. We're heading off to play the Rebellion Festival in England in August, and that's where I'm at now.
Evacuate, we're going to hear. Evacuate, we're going to hear from a little later in the broadcast. Mm-hmm. I'm going to spin some music from the comp, then we'll come back and we'll talk about Punk Aid, what's going on now. 117 massive bands on this compilation, all to raise money for Boston and Oklahoma. But before that, I have queued up one of the defining bands of my youth. It's Total Chaos, and this song is called Total Massacre. You're listening to the Punk Aid Radiothon, 990 WBOB.com. Technical difficulties here in the studio. I want to apologize for belching during the music.
Just consider it an extra.
And I also want to apologize for talking over Total Chaos's track because they are, as I mentioned, one of the defining bands of my youth. Let's get on with it. Punkaid.org. You can go over there. 117 tracks split between Boston and the Oklahoma Tornadoes, and $6 is the suggested price, but you, of course, can donate extra. Mike Virus is on the line. Mike?
Hi, how are you?
So,
that was good. Great set. Great choices right there for those tracks.
It is a fantastic comp, and it reminds me of the days of my youth of getting a comp and saying, this band's great, and I get turned on to them. This band's great, I get turned on to them. That was one of my favorite things to do back in the day.
Absolutely, might as well.
So tell us about this Punk Aid coming out for Boston, and then, well, you probably tell the story better than I can, but then more tragedies took place.
Yes. Initially, the comp was called Boston Strong, and all the proceeds were going to be donated to the Boston Marathon victims. I'm sure everyone, well, actually, maybe not everyone is aware, because there's, I know that there's listeners from other countries that are listening today.
Right.
So on April 15th, there were 2 explosions that went off during the Boston Marathon. There were 3 casualties. There were a lot of people that were hurt, lost their limbs. One of the victims was an 8-year-old boy, and so I wanted to try to get some money together to help these victims, and the victims, not just the people that died, the families of those that died, but the people that were hurt in the during the marathon. And then between May 18th and the 20th, there was these series of tornadoes that struck Oklahoma City, and just complete devastation took place during that time. Homes were gone, businesses gone, the infrastructure was severely damaged, people died, a lot of people were hurt, and by the time these tornadoes hit, there was already $30 million raised for the Boston Marathon victims. So I started weighing how much money should go to the Oklahoma City tornado victims versus how much should go to the Boston Marathon victims. And I put a couple messages out on Facebook to get some feedback, and decided that an 80-20 split is what we were going to do, because of how much was already raised for Boston Marathon victims. And the Oklahoma City tornado situation was a lot more. There was a lot more money that was needed. So sent a check already for $1,000 the first week the comp's been released, and we're raising more now. So just get the word out. Everyone help get the word out, and we can raise as much money for these people as possible.
It's when these big tragedies happen, a lot of people, the limousine liberals out there, they throw their hands up and they say, well, what could I possibly do? And what it comes down to is that Mike Virus does what he can do. I do what I can do. WBOB does what they can do. And next thing you know, you're raising thousands of dollars.
Exactly.
It's
yeah. I mean, if it was your family that was affected, you'd probably do more than wave your hands in the air and say, "What can I do?"
Right.
So
that's exactly it.
That's the kind of thinking that I'm encouraging people to consider. Right.
Well, I think one reason people tend to throw their hands up in the air is sometimes it's we all it happens to all of us from time to time, just the feeling of being overwhelmed by all this. It seems like it's one thing after another, and sometimes people throw up their hands because it just seems just surrounded in all directions by crisis after crisis. That's why something like this is you're doing an excellent job of focusing attention. So once attention is focused, then people can take action.
Absolutely, and also not only that, even if you're the type of person that thinks that there's nothing you can do, or you don't really want to get involved with the charity aspect. If you're into punk rock, this is a great way to bring bands from all over the world together for a common cause, and it's only going to help build our scene. So even if all you care about is just the music aspect, which is fine. I mean, if that's everyone's different, everyone has their own priorities. For me, it's a combination of both, but this compilation is bringing together bands from all over the world, and all the bands on here are great.
And where else will you get
$6, and you're just getting so much for your money.
That's exactly it. Where else are you going to get 117 tracks for $6? And of course, I want to encourage everybody to add a little extra, maybe round it up to $10, $20, whatever you can afford.
Right.
Thanks, Mike. Exactly. Pleasure talking to you.
Sure.
Keep up the good work. We're going to spin some...
And also, everyone, please, if you're able to get to Philadelphia or Connecticut in August, please come out and see the Virus reunion shows. There's 2 of them.
Oh, Connecticut,
on the East Coast. Yeah, there's New London, Connecticut at the L&G Club.
Okay.
And there's Philadelphia, PA at, God, I'm drawing a blank on what the name of the venue is. The Voltage, or Voltage Club, I believe. Let me let me look that up real quick. But everyone try to come out. I'm going to be doing a few old songs with the band, and Paul will be doing the rest of the set. So you'll get to see both singers. And there's great opening bands. And the night before the Philly show, we're having a pre-show party in Philly. So if you check check the Virus page on Facebook, you can find out the information about where the party is. And Evacuate will be in Europe in August as well, playing at the Rebellion Festival in England. So I really appreciate all the support. And by the way, that Virus show is going to be at the Voltage Lounge in Philly.
Awesome.
So cheers, guys. Thank you so much for doing this. And I really appreciate everyone listening and supporting Punk Aid.
Connecticut's not too far from our little studio here, so I might have to check that out.
Absolutely. Great to have you there.
Thanks again, man. One more time, don't forget to check out punkaid.org. We're going to spin some more music from the comp. This is a band from Ireland, The Defects. This track is Hill Street.
You're listening to 990WBOB.com, Renegade Radio.